Hello, I'm Nancy and this is Tipsy Tuesday. Hey everyone, welcome to our live quilting chat, Tipsy Tuesday. I am Nancy, filling in for Gudrun today. Please like and subscribe, give us hearts and thumbs up. We really appreciate it. So with me today is my wonderful producer, Mr. GP.
Hello everybody, I'm back.
All right, so to get started today, we'll go back to Mr. GP, and talk about the quilt behind him. That is Trinity.
Trinity, that's right.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
I guess I should turn my mic on when I'm talking, right?
Oh, yeah. Was it not on?
Trinity.
There you
Beautiful.
go. Yeah, with the blues and yellows. Yep. It looks beautiful. And then behind me, we have the Dancing Queen from the Panel Mashup book. So that is with an old line called, I think, Northern Lights. And then the Trinity is a single pattern. So you can get that online. Okay, last week's question. Each week we have a question at the end of the show, and you can talk about it in the chat, both on YouTube and Facebook, and we pick a winner. So last week's question was, if you had a personal chef, what meal would you request first? Our winner is Janice Fisher Courtwright, and she said Thai food, shrimp with coconut and lemongrass sauce. So,
that sounds incredible.
I'm not super familiar with Thai food. I'm open to it, but I do hate seafood, so the shrimp is out. But lemongrass
Thai food is incredible.
Lemongrass sauce sounds good, so I'd try that. Maybe not the shrimp though.
What would you have, Nance?
I am a steak and potatoes kind of girl, so
I like that.
Just a really well-made steak, maybe Wagyu. I've never had that, so that sounds good.
Nice.
And all the potatoes, all the different kinds of potatoes. Can't go wrong. How about you?
I honestly don't know. That's way too hard of a question, but
yeah,
steak and potatoes sounds great.
Right? Can't go wrong.
I think some kind of pasta.
That would be delicious as well. I'd take that. Honestly, though, if a professional chef was making it, I might try some seafood.
I like to hear that.
Maybe.
Fancy Nancy.
I know. Very fancy over here. So even though Gudrun is gone today, she did leave us with a tip of the day. So our tip of the day is called Quilt Border Widths Explained. So we will dive into that.
Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, home of the Stripology ruler. In this video, I'm going to try to answer this question I get all the time. How wide should I make my borders for my quilt? For more quilting tips every week, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Here's a question I get all the time. How wide should my borders be for my quilt? And this is a pretty hard question to answer. There are a bunch of rules out there. For example, you may have heard that your borders should be, if you have multiple borders, they should start small and increase as you go out. There are formulas out there to go 1.6 up every time. So if you would have a 2-inch border, you would have a 3-inch border and a 4-inch border. But you know what? I always say, do whatever you feel like. This is going to be your quilt. There really aren't any rules out there that are not meant to be broken because of creativity. But if you still struggle and want some advice, here are a few tips. When adding a single wide border to a quilt, I usually go with these guidelines. So here we have a quilt that has sashing. So the wide border that just goes outside that sashing should always be wider than that sashing, and I prefer to have it about 1/3 to half the size of the blocks, just to stay proportionate with the whole quilt. You can see here in this next example that it's a little bit bigger. It's about half the size of the blocks, so same quilt with a little bit bigger border. And it's still okay, it's still proportionate, so you can see what happens. It's not going to take over the whole quilt, the blocks are still going to shine. Now let's take a look at it even larger. So in this case, I went about 3/4 of the block size, and now you can see that it is just too large. It really takes over the quilt and the blocks kind of get minimized in the center of the quilt. But what happens whenever I need that quilt to be this size and I really need that border to be that big? I will, instead of doing one big border like that, I will just add a second border. So just look at the difference here. This is the same size quilt, but just by adding that inner border, which is really going to be your kind of third border, it really changes it up. And in this case, I could even go a little bit wider on that blue. But it's all about proportion, so just think about it that way. Now, if you're working with a quilt that is on point, so you are really have a little bit more flexibility to put a larger border on a on point quilt. And it's mostly because, especially if you have spacer blocks like this, the blocks are more spread out, so it feels like there's more room for a big border. So you could even still use the same formula of going about half the width of the blocks, but you are now measuring the half the width of an on-point block, which is more than if it was a straight set. So I would somehow, though, if I wanted to put a huge border on or needed to put a large border on a quilt like that, I sometimes break it up with just a narrow strip, a narrow border, even if you're just using that same color or same fabric on each side of it. Just see how much smaller this border feels just by adding that skinny little gold, and it really frames everything really nicely. So just something to think about as you are working with your quilt. Now, all that being said, I still break rules and just go with my gut in the moment. So let me just show you a few examples of my quilts and see how they kind of told me really what they needed. So this is my Athena quilt. It has a repetitive pattern. It is blocks, but it creates kind of an all over secondary pattern once the blocks are together. And once you have that, you don't have that real defined line of a block. So I wanted to offset the pattern so it wouldn't bleed into the border. So I added a little narrow border. You can see there's a little skinny 1-inch strip, I believe, a 1-inch border around the whole center. And then I allowed myself to put a little bit wider than what the formula calls for, wide border, just because it really framed the whole thing. It really pulls everything together. So this case, I went a little bigger. Tara is another quilt from my Mixology 3 book. And in this one, again, it's not defined blocks. It's pieces that are put together at different angles, so it really doesn't define a block so much. However, you'll see that those squares in the blocks are of a certain size. So I, again, wanted to float the design, so there is a light border around the pieces, but then I just put a simple, pretty much a tone-on-tone border just to frame everything, and again, used a similar size as those largest squares in the pattern are, just maybe no more than 1 inch wider. And I think that really does it, because a wider border would really kind of take it over. For Zoe, I wanted to put a border on it, but without it really taking away from the design in the middle. So I really still wanted it to shine. So instead of putting a wide border, I put 3 smaller ones. So just pulling from the fabrics in the blocks, I did 3 borders, and in this case, they start small, and then there's a medium, and then there's a largest, but they're still all pretty small. All together, they probably would fit the formula, but it doesn't feel so heavy with as wide of a border. Octavia is an example of, similar to Athena, there really isn't very much of a block defined. The block is actually truly 4 blocks together, so that's why that border was allowed to be quite a bit wider. So I did put an inner border that is also matching the size of what you can see in those light circles, so you want to match that, and it really feels proportionate. And then even though that wide border is wider than the blocks, it all works out. Here's an example of where I broke up that outer border with a little narrow strip. For this pattern particularly, it was just a little boring with all red borders, so I wanted to break it up. This version I used that plaid, but in other versions of the quilt I've used just similar to the background. But it really gives a little bit of fun. That plaid adds so much fun to this quilt. So think about that. In a similar way with crisscross double toss, this is an on-point quilt, and in the setting triangles I use the same fabric as the borders. So I didn't want to put a wide border straight on it. It needed a little bit of separation, but in this case you can go wider. These are big blocks. You can go wider and you have this subtle feel that the border extends into the quilt. That fabric is also in the spacer squares, so it really ties it all together. So again, go with your gut, play with it. I always recommend put some test strips up to test for borders. Take a picture, look at it on a smaller scale, and then just keep playing. You know what? It's just fabric, and there's always more quilts to be made.
That has got to be one of my favorite tips of the day, because borders can be tricky and you don't think that they would be, but then you do it and they look weird. So finding that right ratio is really important. So I'm very happy we have Gudrun to tell us that. If I made 3 Athena quilts and 2 strippy trees. I love Gudrun's patterns. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. Any other comments, questions, concerns?
I had one.
Yeah.
Totally unrelated. Mr. GP, totally off subject. Going to southern Iceland for eclipse in August. Do I need rain pants? And my answer to that is absolutely yes. If you're going to be in southern Iceland at all in the summer, you need rain pants.
What about the winter?
I mean, you need snow pants at that point.
Okay, like we said, Gudrun is gone. She's out today. She is finishing up things in Iceland and Europe. So she gave us a wonderful video to show you guys if you couldn't be there with her. So go ahead.
Gather your needle, your thread, and your soul. The land of the Vikings is calling you home.
Is this it's a little scarf of pink.
This is from...
And we are the only meadery in Iceland. And what you're currently sampling is our cherry leaf.
And rivers of steel, we ride through the highlands, a quilter's dream led by Gudrun's hands. Wise and true, she'll show us the Iceland that only she knew. Through fishing villages, by the sea, through Nordic towns. travel and weave a tapestry born from what our hearts believe. Come ride with us northward beneath the cold sun, where fire meets ice and the handworks begun. With needle and fabric, we honor this land. A circle of quilters, together we stand. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, oh, oh,
Hi, Mr. H.
each vista thread, the spirit of Iceland into steaming hot springs under wide open sky, where ancient Norse stories still echo and cry. We create and connect on this once in a life, a journey of beauty that cuts sharper than a knife. Come ride with us northward beneath the cold sun, where fire meets ice and the handworks begun. With needle and fabric, we honor this land. A circle of quilters, together we stand. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, oh, oh.
It is 9% of the whole territory. It's one of the biggest glaciers in Europe.
Every road a stitch revealed. Iceland born of fire and stone. We find our craft, we find.
This is Svaftifoss, black watercolor. And in my opinion, probably one of the prettiest ones in the country. And we've got lots. Because of the basalt columns and the different coloring, I just can't get over how pretty this is.
Across the north, we are.
We are hiking back down from the black waterfall, and now this one is called Pintafoss, Dog Falls.
That trip looks amazing. It looked like everyone was having a blast. Like, what a trip of a lifetime. It looks so cool. So I'm glad everyone had fun and that you are all on your way back, making it home safely. So, okay, moving on. I want to talk about the one-day retreat. It's coming up in September. And first off, just to tell you what it is a full day, one full day of quilting and sewing with Gudrun. So it's a shortened version of our 3-day retreat with a different pattern. So she will come on live several times throughout the day, instruct you on this new pattern, and you'll also do yoga with Mr. HP and play fun games, and it's just a really, really good time. Connect with other quilters. There's breakout rooms where you can chat as you sew. So it's really, really fun. I highly recommend attending if you've never done it, and if you are a pro and have done all of them, then you probably know you don't want to miss it. So I just want to talk about it. The Zoom room will be open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. in Central Standard Time. The instruction, I think, begins at 9 or 10. I can't remember exactly. It is a pattern for a lap/twin size quilt. The size is 70 by 91. And you'll have lifetime access to that pattern and the videos in your account. So if you can't be there for every single step, you can always go back and watch it. So no issues there. And then I also want to let you know that you can do it with just the digital access only, or you can also add a box to that includes all the fabric along with some goodies. So that retreat box is $70 in addition to the cost of the one-day retreat. And then, and with that box, you get the fabric, of course, some goodies. You get a little booklet with the itinerary and recipes and some information about where we'll virtually be going. It's always a fun surprise. And you'll get some swag and yeah, it's just a really fun box that you get, and it's honestly a bargain. So I highly recommend you get the retreat box with your one-day retreat. You do have to purchase the one-day retreat in order to also get the box. You can't just purchase the box on its own. And let's see, it is expected to ship in August, so plenty of time for it to get there by September. And then I just wanted to go through some bundle options. So I want to show you all the different options you have. We have 10 different bundles. The first one is, so first of all, the pattern is called Miriam. And the first bundle option is Gradients with that beautiful purple border. I love the colors in that. The second one is called Kipling Gardens. Very pretty. I love that pink. That's a really pretty pink in there. And the third one is called Linen Texture. That is a very muted tone, perfect for some living rooms and just perfect to have on your couch all the time. And fourth one? I don't know, I lost count. Is called Mira. That's beautiful as well, another neutral toned one.
This one's my favorite.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. I
Mira
really
is?
like the gray and the black and the tan.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Great.
It's beautiful. And then we have Nordic Summer Jam with some of those fabrics from the new Nordic Summer line that'll be coming in shortly. And then we have Nordic Summer Meadow. This one is my favorite. I really like that darker background.
Yeah, I like this one too.
Yeah, I love that. Then we have Snowberry. This one is technically like winter themed, but it doesn't have to be. It's definitely not Christmas themed. I could probably have this out year round and not think twice about it. And then we have Violetta or Violetta, depending on how you pronounce it, with those beautiful greens and purples. It's gorgeous. And then we have Windfall. This is kind of more autumn leaning and so pretty. And then another one of my favorites is Wisps in the Wind with those blues and golds. That is gorgeous. And that kind of textured background. Looks great.
That's a great one too.
Yeah, so those are our bundle options. And if you wanted to make a bigger size, you certainly can. You just have to email us at help@gequiltdesigns.com. And an add-on for that is $150. So based on that, that shows you what a bargain that retreat box is in the first place. So yeah, let us know if you want to make it bigger and we'll add that on. So, and then if you've already requested to make it bigger, check your email. We have sent out invoices for that. So yeah. Do we have any questions, comments about One Day Retreat? If you've attended, we'd love to hear what you loved about it. It's always good.
Got a couple here.
Yay! I'm excited to hear that. Oh, your first one too. You'll have fun. Good, Lorraine. That's awesome. I'm glad you'll be attending.
People are excited.
Yay! I love hearing that.
Her first one.
That's awesome. I'm so excited for you guys.
And then we do have one question here.
Okay.
Kind of unrelated.
When is her new book being shipped? I cannot remember the shipping day. I have a million other shipping days in my mind. It should say on the product page on our website.
Yep.
I don't want to tell you the wrong information.
Yep.
So go check that out. It should say on there. So.
And then someone's wondering when.
Oh, the
retreat
dates. It's a great question. I don't have it written down. We are offering 2 different dates, one on a Saturday and one on a Wednesday, I believe, just to, if you work during the week, you can do the Saturday. If you are retired and have all the time in the world, you can do a Wednesday. But it is on our website as well. So I should have written that down.
I believe it is in September,
Yes.
right after tent sale.
Yes, right after FanFest.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a busy time for us. So
Yes, it will.
it'll be good, though. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving along.
Couple more
Oh,
questions
sorry.
here.
More questions. If we didn't order the box when we registered for the one-day retreat, can we now order the box? If you want to do that, send an email to help@GE Quilt Designs with the box variant that you want, and we can send you an invoice for that. No huge deal, but great question.
And we got our dates.
There, oh, Diane, you're so
course.
helpful. So September 19th and then the 23rd. So
I will say 2 other people, 3 other people.
you're all so helpful. I'm glad you got my back. I appreciate it. All right, ready to move on?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, now I get to show you some fun new fabrics. So we are diving into our Christmas season with these fabrics. This is not a bundle. It involves 2 panels and some 1-yards. So our first panel, first off, this is called Celtic Christmas by Lewis and Irene. Our first panel has 4 different panels on it. Look at this adorable Highland cow. If you know me, I love Highland cows. So this is a win for me. Look at how cute those are. And then I'll get you the rest of them here. Ugh, they're so cute. I just love them. It'd make a beautiful, fun quilt. So that is one of the panels. And then another panel we have for it is an Advent panel. So this one, like Advent panels in the past, there's instructions on how to do it. But basically, you fold it up to make little pockets, and then you stuff your little Advent treats in there. And it's super easy and fast. And then you just add the backing and the border, binding. So, and this is what the picture looks like. So cute. And then this one I've noticed has the numbers in order. So many times Advent panels won't, which is fine. Like some people like the fun of like finding the next one somewhere on there. And then some people get annoyed with that. Either one is fine. It's up to you. But yeah, this one has them in order. So just something to think about. And then I wanted to show you some matching fabrics. So this does have 2 1-yards that we have. I'll just go like this. Sorry, I'm all out of sorts here. I just want to show you 2 fabrics that we have that go with this line. One, they're both plaids. One is called Celtic Christmas Highland Check Red. So that would be a perfect binding, as would Celtic Christmas Highland Check Green. So both are great options. They look great. And then some other fabric color options we have. For our reds, we have Dry Brush Cherry. And that's kind of a deeper red than like this one, but I really think it adds some body to it. And then we also have Magic Dot Cherry, and that's very festive as well. All right, and then we have a fun kind of green. It's called Bumbleberry's Nordic Green. This kind of matches those leaves and brings out some of those darker tones in those greens. And another green, we have Dry Brush Dusty Green, if you're going for a more traditional looking one. And that kind of helps bring out some of those lighter greens. So it's a great match there. And then we have a brown Deco Stitch Fudge Brownie to match all of those cute Highland cows. And for some neutrals, we have Deco Stitch Cafe Latte. And that, again, matches those cows, some of those lighter tones. And then we have Bumbleberry's Latte, which is kind of a perfect neutral gray that kind of blends everything together. So that is Celtic Christmas. Okay, our next line is called Villa Soul by, I lost my sheet. It is by Jennifer Moore for Mana Luna for Wyndham Fabrics. So there we go. This is a really great line. Gives vacation vibes. So our first fabric is this beautiful kind of village scene with the lemon trees. I love the little moped and the sailboats. It's really fun. Kind of puts you in that summery, happy mood.
Absolutely.
And then we have this really beautiful red. And this is, I would say it's like a tile pattern, a mosaic. Almost like what you'd picture on the floor of an old building. Really pretty. Then going back to our Italian summer, we have tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, La Rosa, all of those fun ones. And of course, they're growing tomato plants out of them and flowers. Really, really pretty. And then I think this one is so simple, but it's one of my favorites. It's just these lemons with this blue background. It is so cute and fun and summery. And just, yeah, this whole line just screams summer, and I love it. Then we have some fun sardines. It's really fun. Portuguese sardines. That is a big thing over there. And then we have a basic from the Mana Luna line. It's this beautiful navy with these dandelions. Love that. And then this one is all of the umbrellas on the beach and maybe in the cafes. It is so cute.
I like that one.
I love it. I love this one too. I love all of these fabrics. This is just lemonade. And I don't know what this is. I'll get a closer look. But whatever it is, looks amazing and delicious. So if any of you know what that might be.
Is it like a lemon cake?
Maybe.
Something like that?
Lemon ice. Maybe that's lemon ice. I don't know. But it looks amazing. And then we got this beautiful yellow background with these daisies on it. I'll get a closer look on that too. They're just very delicate, tossed daisies. Gotta rearrange. I always end up needing to do that. And then this one's really fun too. This is just all the mopeds. I love it.
That's my favorite.
I know, it's really fun.
Vespas?
Yes, Vespas. Are Vespas mopeds or are they totally different things?
I think Vespa is a brand.
Brand, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, brand of moped. Okay, I can deal with that. And then we have another kind of mosaic tile going on. This one is so striking and pretty. Just like that. And then our last one is all of the different olive oils. And it is not directional, at least vertically. So it's really cool. We got our little olives there and our olive branches. Have you ever tried a raw olive?
Yeah, not a fan.
No.
It's like the one food I don't like.
Well, I don't like olives at all, but when we were in Spain, we came across an olive tree. Yeah. And my husband, Matt, felt the need to pluck one off and try eating it, and it was disgusting. So don't recommend doing that, but if you like olives, this is perfect. So
there you go.
So this is Villa Soul by Jennifer Moore for Wyndham Fabrics. And then we have some awesome 1-yards to go with it. So starting out with our lighter ones, we have Dry Brush Daffodil. This is a perfect match for that pale yellow in there. All over it, really. And then for our darker yellows, we have Grunge Chiffon. That matches so well. It's almost like they were designed to work together. They're totally different companies, but they work so well together. And our whites, we have Bumbleberry White. That is an awesome, there we go, we'll put it over there. Since this isn't like a pure white here, this blends it perfectly. And then another white option would be Grunge Soft Clear Water. Just like that. And we have a light blue Floral Elements Arctic. That goes perfectly with some of these light blues here. Put her right there. There we go. And another blue is Grunge Grotto. This matches those mountains and those hills perfectly, along with some of those Vespas and some of those inner parts of that mosaic. And Glaze Barn Door is also another great match. Matches the sardines, things like that. And Hema Glacier Waterfall is another great option. Kind of brings in all of those blues together, so can't go wrong with that. Then we have a green. This is Hema Glacier Moss. Perfect with those olive oil jars, containers. And let's see, we'll talk about the pinks next. We have a really light pink called Grunge Apple. This has pink, a little bit of reddish, and then some orange in there. It really looks great with these sardines. And we have Glaze Tiger Tail. This is really pretty. I'm always a fan of glaze, so this adds in some of those pinks as well. And we have Canvas Hot Sauce. This is kind of a red with an orangish tint, and it goes perfectly with this red over here. And a lighter pink, we have Between the Pages Stripe Coral. This would make a great binding or accent. It's really pretty, brings out a lot of those pinks. And then lastly, we have two more, Crimp Iris. This is a nice navy, and these little dashes in here almost have like a purplish tone. That would make an awesome accent as well. Oops, I'm off the camera. Let's make some room. Yeah, we'll put it right here. And then our last one is Seedling Blueberry. This matches that really well if you wanted more of that tone in there. Put it right there. And then I was thinking about this and these umbrellas, and it very much reminded me of our June Color Club, which was Cabana. So I just grabbed this whole thing because I think each of these would work perfectly for a binding. So yeah, I think these go great with it. So that is Villa Sol. And sorry, I keep saying that, and I am not done yet. So for backing, I couldn't decide between two of them. So one of them is Kaleidoscope Turquoise Green. And I just really liked the blues and the greens in there. And then there's that little bit of soft yellow. Goes perfectly with the line. And then if you wanted something a little more wild, there is Urban Ink Pattern in Pattern Graffiti. So this is definitely a wild pick, but the colors match really well, and it's very vibrant and really pretty. So there you go, two different options with that. And now I will say this is Villa Sol by Jennifer Moore of Mona Luna for Wyndham Fabrics. I hope you like those two fabric pulls. We do have one more. I just wanted to let you know we have another new kit happening, and it is a kit for Dancing Queen. And so it is really, really pretty. It's called Midnight Petals panel kit. So there you go. We can show a full picture of it. I love how that panel kind of blends in with the background of that. I think it looks so cool. And then those colors are gorgeous. And those flowers, that panel itself is just stunning. So I really like this one. The pattern is called Dancing Queen, and it's found in Panel Mashup. And for a backing for it, I really like Flutter ink. The navies match really well, and it's still kind of that flower vibe without flowers. It's with the butterflies. So And then the butterflies all have like really positive sayings on it, like slow and steady, believe, trust yourself, trust your heart, sorry, save your energy, that kind of thing. So I really like that. So that is on our website as well. We also have just the panels available and limited amounts of that border fabric, that flower fabric, and that navy fabric. So if you wanted to make a different pattern from Panel Mashup, those are great options as well. So,
Got a question for you.
perfect.
This is about Villa Sol.
Yes. I can't imagine it in a perfect pattern. Ugh, Julie, putting me on the spot. I really like it for Trinity, which is one of the reasons why I picked it for the one behind GP. And I would probably add in some of those basics just to calm it down a little bit, because it is kind of a busier line. So I really like Trinity for that. Let's see, what else? Maybe Amelie, too.
Amelie would be a good one, yeah.
Yeah, yep. So those are kind of my picks for it. But good question, Julie. All right, so that is all of our fabric for today. And now it is time for our question of the week. All right, are you ready? It is, what is your favorite type of music? So let us know in the comments, both on YouTube and Facebook, and we will draw a winner next week, and the winner gets a $25 gift card. So, Mr. GP, what is your favorite kind of music?
I like all kinds of music. I mean, it really just like depends on my mood.
Yeah.
But I would say I primarily listen to like rap and hip hop.
Yeah.
But I love all music.
I'm a little more particular. Not as much, though. Not like with my food. I love pop and rock and classical and, of course, polka. It's hard to be in a bad mood with polka.
There you go.
The blues or soul. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of country, which surprises a lot of people because I'm a agricultural kind of girl, but not a fan.
I just got into country in the last couple of years, I'd say.
I remember you turning that on and being really weirded out.
Yeah. The warehouse square dancing.
That's right. But we would love to know what your favorite type of music is. So yeah, please let us know in the comments. All right, so that is it for our show today. You can catch us again for Happy Thursday this week, not Happy Friday, Happy Thursday, July 2nd at noon, Central Standard Time. And then you can catch Tipsy Tuesday on July 7th at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful start to your week and you stay cool. And yeah, that's it. Have a great night, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Sunrise shining through my sewing room, coffee brewing, fabric in bloom, stacks of color lined up clean, living out that GE dream. Rulers there, steady hands, turning yardage into plans from Minnesota down to the seas. We're stitching joy with GE.